Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're still writing Apex like it's 2020, then it's high time to upgrade. I will give you 10 Apex tips that will enhance your code and make it look cool. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Number 1. We all have used add error method in trigger. Something like this, but this gives a generic error message on the page just out of context. But now in add error method, you can simply specify the field also, just like validation rules, which will show error with respect to the field, which gives the UI more context and cleaner look. Number 2. To avoid null pointer exception, we have written a lot of if-else, but now you can use safe navigation operation, which is much simpler and has much more use cases that you can check on the official documentation. This will reduce many lines of your code. And addition to this, you can also use null coalescing operator, which allows you to set default values just like JavaScript. Number 3. Switch statements were welcome addition to Apex, but now they got more advanced and you can now switch on S objects. As you can see in this example, I have taken list of S objects and I am checking the control statement using switch to check the S object type. And you can also see that you can also pass two S object type as in line number 27, and that gives more flexibility compared to the type of keyword using if else. Number 4. Polymorphic SQL. We have so many polymorphic fields: what ID, who ID, on task and events, user or group ID, on group, etc. It was always difficult to query on these, but now with the help of polymorphic SQL, you can do that easily with the new type of keyword. You can now get data from different S objects, and in the given example, you can see how to use switch here to get the data from respective object. Number 5. Querying on date field was always difficult. You always need a specific date format to filter data values, but now with date function you can do that easily. As you can see in this example, I am filtering opportunities with the creation date only for a specific month. There are other use cases as well. You can check out the official document with different ways you can use the date functions. Number 6. Queuable Apex. Queuable Apex has been around from quite some time now, but not many people are using it the way it is supposed to be used. Queuable Apex now supports the job chaining as well. There are also now transition finalizers. So this will give you more control to your queuable Apex, just like your batch classes. Check out the official documentation for more details. Number 7. Apex cursors. Apex cursors were hot topic till last year and they are generally available now. Everybody was talking about it. This is a powerful way of querying large chunk of data, and now they even have pagination method out of the box. So it is even easy to create now the pagination tables and views. Number 8. Group by rollup and group by cube. They bring the summary and matrix table in your SQL. So let's understand this with an example. So in this example, I am using a typical group by using lead source. That gives us count of lead by each lead source. Now, when you use group by rollup by lead source, that gives you the total of all leads, just like your summary reports. Group by cube is just like your metrics report, where you have two levels of summary subtotals. So here I'm using a query where I'm using a group by type and billing country. You need to have a three-dimensional imagination. So if you see, I am ordering the grouping by type first and then the billing country. So when the query results come out, first you will have all the groupings. For example, customer direct USA, we have 2 account and so on. After that, since we are using order by, first subtotal will be by type. So for example, customer direct, there are total 7 accounts. Prospect, there are only 1 account. Then we have subtotals by country. For example, India has 3 accounts, USA has 5 accounts. And then we have the grand total at the bottom. Number 9. Custom permission and feature check. I've seen a lot of code has been implemented to allow user a specific access or validate a specific access from the user. Now with custom permission and out of the box feature management class, you can do that in a single line of code. Number 10. This is important. We have all been using custom metadata but mostly directly, which makes them too rigid. You cannot perform DML on them and manipulate their data in Apex. So it is always important to add a custom transformation class or a wrapper class in between the implementation. For example, here you can see I have a custom metadata. I'm calling the custom metadata and assigning it to the attributes of the respective class. Now in the implementation, either it's a single record or multiple record. You can design your class according to that. And in the implementation, I can just directly call the wrapper class, and for the test classes I can call the mock instance of that class and manipulate the data as per my need. That's all from today's video. If you also have cool tips of your own, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.